Welcome to the Chaska City Council meeting where we're going to canvass the 2022 general election, or city election actually. Today's Thursday, November 17th, 2022. We'll call the meeting to order at 5:35. Will you please stand and join me in pledge of allegiance? You guys gonna lead? Take your hat off.
Yeah, flag.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. We have some guests in here with us tonight. Are we Cub Scouts too?
Are my sons.
I know.
They're not Cub Scouts.
No, they're not Scouts.
Just hanging out with Dad.
Yeah. So, had a reminder to remove his hat, didn't we? So, welcome. Lisa, we call roll, please.
Councilmember Hatfield.
Here.
Councilmember Hubbard. Councilmember Wong.
Here.
Councilmember Grau.
Here.
Mayor Winchell.
Here. Councilmember Hubbard is not able to be with us tonight, but we do have enough for a quorum, so we're good. We're going to adopt the agenda, but all we're doing tonight is certifying the Chaska election results. There will be no other business, correct?
Correct. Yep.
There'll be no other business other than just the one action item. So with that, if there are no other corrections or additions, would somebody be willing to make a motion to adopt the agenda?
So moved.
Motion by Councilmember Wong,
Second.
second by Councilmember Hatfield to adopt the agenda. Discussion. Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Post same sign. Motion carries. That moves us to our one item, and that's adopt resolution 2022-138, certifying the 2022 City of Chaska election results.
Mayor and council members, you will see in front of you tonight the results of the local elections for races in Chaska, which was the mayor's seat, council member of Ward 1 and council member of Ward 3. The overall voter turnout was 70.25% for this midterm election, ranging from a low of 68.84 to a high of 76.7 by ward. We have this broke down into the actual results by ward and precinct. So we do have 6 precincts out there, 4 different wards. And that's because if you remember during the redistricting that we had to do, we are split now by a legislative district within the community. So there's a portion that is 48A and a portion that's 48B, so they have to vote in different precincts. For the mayor's race, you will see that there was a total of 11,215 votes. There was 5,956 for Mark Winchell, 5,225 for Jay Rowe, and 34 write-in candidates, again for the total of 11,215. For Councilmember Ward 1, John Grau received 2,316 votes. There was 21 write-ins for a total of 2,337. And Councilmember Ward 3, Michaela Hatfield, received 1,616 votes with 11 write-ins for a total of 1,627 total votes. So our job tonight is to basically certify these results. We are required by state statute to do this by tomorrow, but we can't do it until after the county does theirs, and the county just did their canvassing this morning. Which the mayor was part of, being the largest city in Carver County. We have to have a representative. Population-wise.
I got corrected on that
yeah.
too.
Largest population-wise, we have to have a representative from the council on that canvassing board, which the mayor did. So we do have to certify these results, and that'd be by adopting resolution 22-138. One thing I'll just mention there, we had received some questions about why did it take so long to get results, especially from Ward 1. The reason being is, if you notice that the total of votes within Ward 1 was, we had 2 precincts, was actually the highest of all of them. So we had a pretty high turnout there, and they ended up being 1 ballot off. between the number of voter receipts that they had and the number of ballots that were in the ballot machine. There is procedures for what we need to do if that happens. You know, that can happen, like if somebody took a receipt and then just forgot to give it back to a judge or something like that. The procedure is that they first have to go through and hand count each of the ballots to make sure, double check to make sure that that it's off. Once they've double checked on that, then they need to have a representative election judge from the Republican Party and one from the Democratic Party go, and they randomly choose one ballot to remove from the stack of ballots from that ward. After they do that, then they need to go back and they need to rerun all of the ballots that were cast, as well as go back and redo all the write-in votes through there, because they don't know exactly which one they pulled out, if there's a write-in or not. So it's a very standardized procedure, but it takes a long time. And so so that was what took so long to get those results. I think the biggest thing at the end is just getting it right and making sure that at the end of the day, that every procedure that we took, if we ran into an issue like that, was taken. And it took a while, but they got it done. So I just want to give big kudos to Denise for just it's amazing how much work she puts into the election, and Vicki and Elise help her, but double on top of everything this year, she had COVID the week before the election, and she sounded terrible.
Yeah.
And she just worked her way through it and just, muscled her way through, got it done, and did a great job. And so really have a ton of appreciation for everything that she did during that. So with that being said, unless there's any questions, that's the resolution is what's being considered tonight.
And I'd just like to add to that procedure that we followed is a guideline by the state. It's not anything we made up or whatever. It's a statutory guideline that they have to follow on all of, just in case that happens. And they said that those paper receipts are very
They can
thin
stick
and
together.
Stick together, and so they kept going through, and I don't know if they ever really found out how or what the actual was. And
I've been involved in past elections that's happened, and most of the time it's somebody just forgot to give the receipt back to the judge, and the judges, they go through this procedure over and over and over again, and they just probably forgot to even ask them for the receipt.
Or they know somebody and they're asking something and they just start talking and kind of forget about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I know even the county side was later than normal this year. And if you notice, there's a lot of write-ins. And I think that could be to do with the absentee ballots because of how they folded, that the machine was kind of reading like it was 2 votes. So they had to pull all of those out and make sure that there wasn't 2 lines on them or 2 filled in spots. And then if there was anything of question, they had to, then that's where they determined what was the voter intent there. So that's what took the county a little bit longer than normal. They're working currently with the vendor that has been, and I don't know if that's the same issue that we have
It
here.
is not the same issue we have.
Okay, but, and maybe more people are just putting, writing